So this is a house that we just bought today. So this is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 850 square foot house that we just bought in the Nations, one of the nicer neighborhoods here in Nashville. So an agent sent us this property. We ended up buying it here today for $210,000, which is a lot for an 850 square foot house. They have this little outbuilding. The electrical panel is in there. I'm not gonna show you that. It's not that exciting. Just show you around the outside, around the back. Kind of a small lot. This one's 5,400 square foot lot, and it's actually one of the only ones in this neighborhood that you can't build 2 houses on. I wanna say it's an R8 zoned lot, residential 8,000 square foot, which means if it had enough square footage, we'd be able to build 2 houses on this. But in this case, you can't build 2 houses. We can flip the house, make a profit. But there's literally like 2 or 3 lots in this neighborhood you can't build 2 on. As soon as we walk in this place, you can see hardwood floors. Good sign, because we can just refinish these for $2 a square foot instead of normally we're putting luxury vinyl plank into our houses, depending on the house, but saving a lot of costs with the flooring, kitchen, full updates. We're really gonna pimp this thing out, especially for the neighborhood. And then underneath, I checked when I first came in here, just kind of pulled up the side of the carpet. There is hardwood underneath the flooring in all of these bedrooms. I don't know about the kitchen. And so here's the bathroom. The bathroom is, I don't know how much you can tell, it's caving in right here. It feels like it's on the subfloor rotting. It doesn't feel like it's an actual floor joist. The floor joists themselves feel pretty solid. There's no way to know for sure when we're making offers in as-is condition immediately after walking the property, and the crawl space isn't tall enough for me to get in and find out underneath. So we're gonna find out once we do the rehab. But we have enough space in the deal that, moving around, that even if there is a lot of work that we have to do underneath, a lot of rotting subfloor or floor joists we have to replace, we'll be fine. And there's the bathroom. So full update, same thing there, pimp it out. And then the 2 other bedrooms. And that's just kind of the name of the game. When you're flipping houses, there's always gonna be surprises. And a lot of people that build houses, you can see a little bit of maybe black mold or something over there. Again, whatever, we'll take care of it. A lot of people that build houses are like, there's no surprises when you build houses, which is true. But at the same time, after you build the house, you're married to the house for a year afterwards. You have the builder's warranty. So you're constantly getting called out for just random bullshit that you have to fix. I'm not saying that building houses isn't better than flipping houses. I'm just saying that it's not like it's all better in the build world. For flipping houses, something like this, you have to be okay when you're making the offer that you're gonna have some surprises that come up that you didn't know were there, and you find out after you buy the house, after you break into the sheetrock, you find knob and tube, you find rotted out this or that you have to replace. You think this is fine and you find out it's not. You think that's good and you find out that also has to go, et cetera, whatever. So that's just part of the flipping game. This house should be a pretty good deal. So we're actually thinking about doing a 2-bed, 2-bath with it. And then that would add about an extra, let's see this inside the house. There we go, selfie stick down. So we were thinking about doing a 2-bed, 2-bath for this. So it's currently a 3-bed, 1-bath, 850 square foot house. If we turned it into a 2-bed, 2-bath, we would have to do a lot more sheetrock work. We would completely change the layout. And with that, add on some extra money, of course, for the extra bathroom. So it would have cost us an extra maybe $10,000, $15,000 to turn it into a 2-bed, 2-bath. Right now, our budget is $40,000, keeping it as a 3-1, so replacing the kitchen, redoing the floors, replacing the bathroom, the whole handful of other smaller things that go along with that. And with that, we think we could have gotten a bit more as a 2-bed, 2-bath, but there was comps telling us that we could get somewhere high 3s at 400, maybe if we're lucky, low 400s, as 3-bed, 1-baths and as 2-bed, 2-baths. The 2-bed, 2-baths were showing a bit higher than the 3-bed, 1-baths, but for us, it's gonna take us an extra 2-3 weeks to add that extra bathroom and then also completely redo everything. So we're just kind of like, let's just do this. We know the 3-bed, 1-bath should work. Worst case scenario for this thing is that we cash out refi and we hold a rental in one of the best parts of town. So love it when those are our options. We're going the easier route, keeping it a 3-bed, 1 bath, even though we know we might make a little bit less money, but it's gonna be a lot less of a headache to do this rehab. So that's the route that we went. I think that's it. So also, I don't want to speak too soon. Hopefully I'm gonna have an answer by the time this video comes out. The property next door was under contract. So the owner owns this property and the property next door. Both of them are 3-bed, 1 bath, about 850 square foot. Both of them are in about the same condition, and some other person was under contract to buy that one next door. I have no idea for what price. We're buying this one for $210,000. They just fell out of contract this morning. So our agent that brought us this deal texted me this morning. I was like, I'm gonna be over there as soon as possible. Left my house 5 minutes after I got that text to come over, walk that other property, and now we're sending an offer for the property right next door at the same price. So hopefully we buy that one too. And then we have 2 sweet deals that are right next to each other in one of the best neighborhoods in Nashville. Love it when that happens. And that's just one of those things, you know, once, I don't know, people ask me, how do you find deals like that? Big dick. How do you find deals like that? It's like, you just have to be in the game. You have to build a reputation for yourself. You have to show people that you are buying deals and that you can close quickly. So thank you to our agent, Jen. Shout out Jen Love. Follow her on Instagram, East Nash Teacher, I believe is her handle, for trusting in us that we could get this one closed quickly after I walked it. And then also, I think this was like a 10-day closing, and we're gonna make that one next door 2-week closing, and we'll probably close that one even sooner than that. As is condition, nice and easy for the seller. They've been on market for months and months and months. They were asking $299, which is way too much for this house in the current condition. Not financeable in the current condition. Would have needed a lot of work. It was a flipper that had to buy this house to fix it up, and nobody was paying $300. But we will pay $210 for this and for the house next door. So, you know, nice little turnout with these deals. I think that's all I got for this fucking YouTube video. Overall, I feel less awkward than I did the first time I made a YouTube video, but we're going from here to here when I say that, so still kind of awkward, people, talking to a camera. You're talking to nobody.